All right. Mic check 1, 2. Hello. What's up, guys? Hold on. Let's get this lifted up a bit more. Attaboy. All right. What's up, guys? My name is Christian Green. I am making a vlog series. Welcome to episode 1. I will say this. I don't know where this is going to lead, what this is going to do beneficial for me, for you, but hey, we are here. I am here to get just things out the way and to get it out of your system. So this is what we're going to do. I'll start off with, hey, let's do this. Episode 1, introduction. How we got here. What I wanted to talk about in episode 1 was 3 things. 2 things, 4 things maybe. 1 was introduction, so I guess we got that out the way. Number 2, what I do in Houston and how I got here. So I graduated 2023. Keep me in check to remember that, hey, I'm class of 2023. I graduated 2023 from the illustrious TSU. They provided a lot of empowerment and encouragement and enlightenment and wisdom to a young man like me. And I will sing praises to that school for all my days to be. I'm an alumni. I have to, Not have to, but I am encouraged to. Got my business management degree. Actually, as I was going there, I was working as a waiter and a vintage store manager at a vintage store called Imperial X Empire. People are very familiar with that name because they actually started here in Third Ward and then they moved to like Edo, and then after Edo they moved to Midtown. Montrose, I'm so sorry. And in Montrose is where I started my journey, which was 4 or 5 years ago. And through that experience, I gained a lot of leadership skills, store openings, just certain things that makes me care for stuff, really like notice the smaller details and things. That guy is running. He is possibly at like a 6-minute mile pace. As a waiter, you learn those things, like there's salt on the table, the guest can't see it, but the waiter can, so you pick it up, or the fork is on the wrong end, so you put the spoon on one end and the fork back to where it was supposed to be. There's small stuff like that. Being next to the owner, and because he wasn't a typical type of like owner, he was more so the boss. Like I'm not like hee ha ha. Goofy stuff. Like he would come in, frown on his mouth, or like eyebrows grin. He had like a very demeanor to his way of expressing life. And I was very, 1, fearful of that, and 2, I took notice of it and heed. But through that, I planned and correlated myself on way to opening up my own vintage store. And through Imperial, they taught me when I used to go source with him that my specific type of eye was for truer vintage. Yeah, what I do now is I sell vintage clothing. I'll do another video, but in this closet behind me, there's tons of vintage. I just thank God that my townhouse had a 3rd room, and this 3rd room had a closet. And that closet was home for Weekday Arbiter Vintage, which is my store name. Yeah, and as time progressed, I got better. I did a lot of pop-ups, some coffee shop pop-ups, some markets, and what I'm working on now is opening my website and doing a small I'm doing a website launch event. And I don't know when that's going to be because there's something else under the table, literally, that I have to talk about and why all that is going to be postponed. So with that being said, let's go to 3. Why am I here? Okay, so about a month ago, I'm a very healthy young man too. I go for a lot of miles. I run a lot. I was getting back into lifting weights, which I was very excited about. And working at Joey Uptown, which is a restaurant. I'm a manager there as well. Working there, my manager Lauren, she was getting married, and we were very excited, and we were waiting for a long time for this. And she was getting married in San Antonio, and my best friend, my dearest brother, lives in San Antonio as well. So I was very excited. I was looking to get away from Houston, especially since Beryl came, and I was like, you know what, I'm so ready for the San Antonio trip, this wedding. But I'm super excited to see my best friend. So that rolls around. This is July 13th, 12th. And we get there, my wife and I, and we settle into my friend's house, and we're all excited. We're drinking beer. I'm like only 2 beers in, and we go to Twin Peaks afterwards. And at Twin Peaks, we meet up a lot of like other people, like a lot of people that were going to the wedding as well. And from Twin Peaks, we were about to go bowl, and we just did a split seconds decision on going bowling. And when the bowling came around, we were walking to, like, Twin Peaks is like right here. The bowling alley is right here, right? So we're walking on like a concrete plaza, or like we're on top of an underground garage. Didn't know that. And we were walking from one parking lot to another because it was so close. And my boy and I were just excited about the weekend. We were like hopscotching around, and he had dared me to jump over this fence. And you don't know this, but in high school I did hurdles. So at first he told me to hurdle it. So I was like, I can do that, but I'm not going to. But I can definitely jump over this. And from everybody's, we were like with a group of like 7 to 8 people. And through all this, or as we were walking and the fence was in front of us, it was just a fence from our point of view. Everybody else said it too. We were walking, and we all seen a fence, where at least he and I did. And I went full steam ahead because, you know, I don't know if, again, y'all don't know this, I'm a daredevil, like, which is something I need to stop. I need to stop impressing people. And with that, I don't know who I was trying to impress. I already have a wife. I was just being silly. Let's just say that. And I jumped over the fence. And when I jumped over it, I noticed that there was the fence, there was something in between, and there was another fence. So I'm like, oh, this isn't just one fence. This is a barrier that's preventing people from, I don't know, maybe jumping over it. But it wasn't seen. It was dark. Yes, it was like 9 p.m. So the night was just beginning. Yeah, when I jumped over, this is very scary. And I still have PTSD to this day. There was a 30-foot drop waiting for me. And when I was falling, I had to think. It was 3 things in my mind. I was like, I'm going to either die from this fall, I'm going to be severely hurt from this fall, or we can scratch options 1 and 2 and I survive. And I chose option 3. As I was falling, I was scratching to the wall to slow myself down. And before I hit the ground, I knew I was going too fast. So I like pressed off the wall itself and like kind of like jumped off. And yeah, it kind of slowed my fall down. But when I landed, I knew something broke instantly. And I checked my whole body to make sure that I was good. And luckily, thank God, that there was no spinal damage. Arms could move. So I wasn't paralyzed from the neck down. And I was happy. I looked back up. My wife was looking over. And she said I was a little speck. I wouldn't say speck, but she said I was small, which was still scary. And I was like, I'm okay. I was like, but you guys should hurry down here. I fell in front of people. It was like skater dudes. So they were like loud. They were like very like, oh my gosh. And I noticed what they were saying, oh my gosh, about. Secondly, I was wearing my $400, $200, $300 pair of Selvage denim pants that I got from 316, which is a great store, by the way. You should look that up. Oh, it was a fantastic pair of denim, which I still have and I'm still going to wear because it will be fixed. when I looked, I tried to put my pants up to look at my leg, and it wouldn't pull up because there was a bone sticking out of the pants. And when I looked, I said, "Yep, it was pretty bad." And that's why I don't have a haircut or anything right now, because I've just been coping with this bad boy. Yep, that's me. But yeah, the doctor is called what I have, or the thing that I broke, or the fracture break is called a pilon, pilon. Pilon. Trust me, I did my research. Pilon. Sure. And it's where your tibia, your fibula, which are your two bones in your leg, your tibia and your fibula and parts of your ankle get distorted or fractured. Whereas for mine were smashed and pushed out. And boy, was it a bad break. I might show you guys a picture, maybe. It's very gruesome. Try not to show everybody, but yeah, this was now maybe a month ago, more so. So with that, I'm learning a lot about solitude, getting closer to myself more than anything, just doing a lot of extracurricular activities, and most importantly, what I'm finding myself doing is getting closer to God. And I think this is all necessary because yes, I read 9 books. I did my men's ministry course. I'm helping with my mom and dad's church that I am very excited to help out with. And despite doing all this or being all in that path, I still find myself off course a bit. And that I feel like God put this in my life for me to get closer to him, because I was away from what I was getting to without realizing, if that makes sense. And I really appreciate this time period that I'm in. Trust me, I've done my crying and all stuff that I'm trying to get through, but the doctor said it'll take like 1.5 years to fully recover from this. So my running days are over for now. When I at least heal and get into physical therapy, that's when I'll try biking or swimming or something. Just one, to strengthen my leg, and 2, to stay active and stay high in cardio. But this was a blessing in disguise. Yes, for making myself closer to God, but to also, let me get closer for you guys. Put my leg down. It's enough. To also do stuff like this. I'm very excited because this is pushing something that I've never pushed for. This is out of the norm for me. I've always seen TikTokers and people on Instagram Reels with their mics in their hand or mics on their side, which this mic is great, by the way. This is Hollyland Lark M2. Hopefully I can do some sponsorships with this soon. Step 1, okay. But I found life in those reels, and I was like, if they can do it, maybe I can. I have time now. Sadly, with that time, I can't take any product pictures or anything like that because I can't stand on my foot. But by golly, I can talk, and I bought a mic, and I'm going to talk. And like I said, thank you. This is episode 1. What is this? I don't want to call it a vlog series. Mix of my reels on Instagram, my store. This is going to be placed all on YouTube. So the shortened end of this will be reels and stuff like that. I'm trying to get more, not just in the content creation, but to be more of a testimony, an inspiration to others that, have a necessary passion that you can find in yourself. I think this is something that I will try to push, not just for myself, but for others. So I'm super excited. Thanks for listening. This is episode 1 by Christian Green. Peace. Drops mic.